Yeah, I'm starting the recording and wait until I share this. So last week we were discussing this sixth question and as I remember, some of you have sent me the answers and some of you have not, right? Okay, so for the people who need to have the who need to check this thing, I'm going to draw it for you right over here, right? So yeah, it's going to be like there will be two conditions over here. So it's saying draw the flowchart to display the zero when the input is a zero or else positive number or negative number according to the input number, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to start it from here and continuing. So I'm asking for the number, right? I'll say enter a number, right? Then I'm going to check. So the first condition that I'm facing is, I'll take it like this, is number equals 0. So there will be a yes path and there will be a no path, right? So if it is yes, if the number is 0, so I have to display 0, right? So display 0, which is going to be an output. If it is not, then it is not equal to 0, then I have to see whether it is larger than or less than. The only thing that I need to do is I have to check one of those, right? So if it is not equals to 0, I'm asking the question, is number larger than 0? So someone can ask the other question, right? Is number less than 0? That doesn't matter. And this will have a yes path again, right? And a no path. So in yes path, if it is yes, that means it is positive, right? So we don't need to bother about whether it is equals to 0 or not because it is being checked previously. So it is coming down to the no path means it is not going to be a 0 now, right? So if it is larger than 0, if it is true, we are going to display positive. Here I have said positive number, positive number. Right? And if it is no, then I have to display negative number. Yes, then I have to end the program. So I am connecting, I'm sorry, connecting N to this. And that is not sufficient. I have to end the things from here as well. And as well from here. Right, so like this, you can draw the flow chart in a way to display it is 0 accordingly, and or the positive or the negative number. Okay, people, just confirm me. Is it clear with you?
Yes, sir.
Right. How about others? So if someone missing or like finding hard to draw this, just go through this. All right. Right. Great. So I'm moving to the next question. So after this question, yeah, after this question, there is some challenging one. Then after we are going to go to the iterations, right? So the next question is about a gradient system. So yeah, you have to think a little bit. So get ready. So this is the question. Question number 7. Draw a flow chart to display the relevant grade according to the user given mark. Grading is done due to following conditions, right? So uh, I'm giving you marks, range, and the grade. So if the marks is in between 175, including both the numbers, you are getting A. 74, 65, you are getting B. 64, 55, you are getting C. 54, 35, you are getting S. 34, 0, you are getting W. Yeah. So you have to draw the flow chart to display the relevant grade according to the marks. So if someone gives 80, grade A should be displayed. Then it should end. If someone gives 72, B should be displayed. Then it's end. Right? So there are several different conditions. And before you go to this, I want you to take the concentration on this particular question. There is a point that I have to take onto your concentration. So like how many conditions were here in this question? Like if you think about the condition, if the number is 0, you should display 0. That is a one condition. If number is larger than 0, you should display positive. If number is less than 0, you should display negative. So counting the conditions, you have 3 separate conditions to display 0, to display positive, to display negative. But when we are drawing it, we only need 2 conditions. The last condition yes and no conditions දෙකක් විදියට වැඩ කරනවා. Right? So keep that in mind when you are drawing the answer for this particular thing, right? And give it a try, right? Okay, I'll give you 10 minutes of time, and if you need more, I'm going to give you that as well, right? So start it, and you know the drill. Once you're done, you can send me a picture. right? I need everyone to try this thing and just send me the answer that you got, right? That doesn't matter. Don't worry whether it is correct or halfly correct or wrong. Don't worry.
So instead of output equals A, we can write grade equals A.
Uh, since Minul, I'm asking you to display the grade, you can say display A, right? Likewise. Or you can write it in a descriptive manner. Display your grade is A, right? Yes, Sharon. Like between, that's a good question. Like Sharon, when you like, if you need, you don't like in here, you won't be able to use between thing because it's like this. මේක ගොඩක් කට්ටියට එන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්නයක්. Right? දැන් අපිට කියන්නකෝ මෙන්න මේ වැඩේ. Now, if you are having a mark sheet, if you are having a mark sheet, like uh, arranged or sorted in a descending order, right? CE ඉඳලා අඩු වෙන පිළිවෙලට හදලා තියෙන mark sheet. So, hold on. එක ගන්න බෑ. Let's take a mark. If you take a mark, if you check it whether it is larger than 75, right? Larger than 75 කියලා හෙව්වයින් පස්සේ අපි ඒකේ අපේ condition එක අපි හැවුවොත් is marks larger than 75 කියලා ඇහුවොත් years පැත්තට යන්නේ one which is larger than 75 and no පැත්තට එන්නේ things which are not larger than 75. That means in my case 75, 74, 73, 72 likewise. No side එකෙන් එන්නේ ඒ කට්ටිය. එතකොට A filter වෙලා එන numbers ටික do we need to check again whether it is less than 75 කියලා අරගන්න ඕනේද less than 75 කියලා අපි හදන්න ඕනේද do we need to check it again නැත්නම් අපි ඒ ෆිල්ටර් වෙලා එන ටිකෙන් බලන්න ඕනේ ඊළඟට 65 වලට වඩා වැටි කට්ටිය කවුද කියලා නේද I'm talking about this kind of a scenario so right got it 7 so if I ask the question is x larger than 75 right for this side if this is yes it is going to be 76 77 until 100 let's assume the marks are given in between 100 and 0 right and when it comes to the no part it's going to be 75 74 73 likewise right and ඊළඟ condition එකේදී do I need to check whether between or is it sufficient I check whether these things are larger than 65 yes that's right so be careful with the ranges huh it's not going now this what I have drawn is not going to be one of your conditions it should be some little bit different than what I said right so be careful yeah Binadi I received yours let me see that yes yeah so Binadi now your effort is good to right and you can write just one single condition in here right in the condition box then දුව එකේ operators දෙකක් පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙනවානේ තව චුට්ටක් හිතන්න එක operator එකක් number and value එකක් විතරක් පාවිච්චි කරලා අපිට වැඩේ කරගන්න පුළුවන් තව පොඩ්ඩක් හිතන්න good right assume that you are receiving marks in between 100 and 0 right Binul I received yours let me check yes yeah that's correct great Binul well done Onetra, I received yours. Let me see. Yes. Yes, Anetra, that's correct as well. Well done. So I am putting the next question. So people who have complete this can try that one. So when once I receive all the things, I'm going to the iteration. So others can try the question at home, right? So this is the question. Now you have to think in this, right? This is something beyond your like levels. සාමාන්‍ය මේක A levels වලට දෙනවා වගේ පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක්. Right? But it's as a very simple logic. ඒක කරන්න බැරි වුණාට ඒ ගැන worry වෙන්න එපා, right? මේක පොඩි challenge එකක් එක්ක right මේ තරම් දුරට යන්න පුළුවන් කියලා දැනගන්නයි දෙන්නේ, right? Right? Okay. You are asked to draw a flow chart to find the maximum number out of 3 given numbers. All right. I'll give you a hint. Now, when you are comparing, just compare 2 numbers per time. Because I compare. Right? There are many ways of doing this. Right? This is something extra, right? Right, Saran, I have received yours. Let me see. Yes, yes, that's right. Correct. Well done, Saran. Right. Saran, there is a slight mistake. So, like, think about your displaying A, then after you have to end it. So you have to connect it to the end, Saran. Right? As well as once displayed after B, so once after C, once after S as well. So go through that, right? Right. Never mind. Others, if you are struggling, just let me know, right? So we have 10 in room. And so far I got answers from 4. Right, and Saran, you can try the question number 8 until others done. Pahan, we have done a question, Puta. It's better you go through it. This is the question that I ask others to try, right? So this is Sanduni, right? Sanduni, I received your answer. And yes, there is a slight mistake there. So like the question should be inside the condition there, it should be like is marks larger than or equal 75, right? Otherwise we won't be able to like 75 තියෙන කෙනාට yes එකක් එන්නේ නැහැ නේද, right? All right, Dahamdi, you can send me the answer once the class is done, right? But you have to, right? Sanduni, did you got what I said? So in all of your conditions, it should be larger than or equal, right? Otherwise, 75 දුන්නම ඒකක් එන්නේ නැහැ දුවගේ condition එකේ විදිහට. 75 වලට වැඩි අයටනේ දුව ඒකක් දෙන්න කියලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? Should be larger than or equal. And again, duwa, you don't need this. You don't need to check whether, like when you come to the ease marks larger than 35 condition, you don't need to check whether the marks is again larger than 0. Duwa. Mokada larger than or equal 35 means you can give a S. If not, you can give a W straight away. තේරුණාද පුතේ? Sanduni? Yes, okay, okay. It's better you do the correction and send me it back to her. And Navisha, I receive yours. Let me check. Yeah, Navisha, I have to give you the same advice to her. Your condition should be is the mark larger than or equal 75, or else you can say is mark larger than 74. 74 වලට වැඩි වුණාම 75, 76, 77 until 100 you can find. Or 75 නම් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ larger than or equals should be there. And do again there is a mistake, like when it comes to the display A, so then after you have connect the flow to the display B දුව. එහෙම වුණොත් වරදිනවා. Display A වට පස්සේ කෙලින්ම end එකට තමයි connect වෙන්න ඕනේ. Not to the B. එහෙම වුණොත් A display කරලා B පෙන්නලා C පෙන්නලා S පෙන්නලා W පෙන්නලා ඉවර වෙන්නේ. තුවගේ විදිහට කියොත් A එකෙන් පස්සේ directly line එක ගෙනල්ලා connect කරන්න ඕනේ end එකත් එක්ක. Right? Navisha, did you got what I said? And again, Navisha, you don't need to check whether the marks is larger than 0 dual. Or marks larger than 35 කියලා බැලුවම, when it is yes, you can display S. When it is no, no means it is less than 35. That means you can directly display W. You don't need to check whether it is larger than 0, since we are assuming the numbers are given in between 100 and 0. Right? Navisha, do the corrections and send it to me again. Agra, I have received yours. Let me see. Okay, yes. Great. Right, okay. Yes, yes. Yeah. Agra, you have to use, now you have used the less than thing, no? Is the number less than or equals 34? මොකද less than 34 කිව්වා 34 කියන එක නා අයිති වෙන්නේ 33 32 31 those are the things that you are going to find out so 34 තියෙන කෙනාට w එකක් දෙන්නේ so you have to tell either is the number less than or equal 34 then it is yes display w or else you have to say is the number less than 35 right එහෙම වුණොත් less than විතරක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් right so it is no yeah you are going to go on that manner and yes yeah 1 2 3 4 yes yes
So I
and
sent mine.
yeah Minul I saw that you are sending just wait I'll go through it and again after you don't need to check whether the number is less than 100 මොකද 74 ගාවට ආවම 74 වලට වඩා less කියලා කියන්නේ less than or equal කියලා කියන්නේ it's a b එහෙම නෙවෙයි කියන්නේ මොකක්ද ඊට වැඩිය ලොකුයි කියන එකනේ so you can directly say a right and yes and hold on there is a mistake right over here yes and අග්‍ර අර අන්තිමට දාලා තියෙන display enter a number between 0 and 100 කියන ඒ output එක ඕනේ නෑ පුතේ ඒක දැම්මොත් වරදිනවා වරදිනවා කියලා කියන්නේ ඔයාගේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක අවසානයේ නිතරම අවසානයේ ඒ කියන්නේ grade එක පෙන්නලා ඊට පස්සේ පෙන්නනවා enter a number between 0 and 100 කියන Agra did you got what I'm saying
Yes.
right great so do the corrections and send it to me okay Minul let me see okay okay Minul well done the only mistake that you have done is like without using output entry twice you can use it as like you can use it once right that is correct Minul
Okay.
output entry කියන එක එක සැරයක් පාවිච්චි කරලා වැඩේ කරන්න පුළුවන් right good well done Dulagi yes let me see yours I will see with you too right okay yes yes yeah well done Dua that's correct well done and we are left with Navisha Sinura and Pahan of course Pahan පොඩක් පරක් වුණානේ Pahan මේකට try එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ for the question number 7 right question number 8 is for the experiment if you find it hard you can omit it that doesn't matter right yeah Navisha how about it Dua Navisha did I like you have said okay in some point did you send it to me Dua hold on yeah Navisha you have sent it to me sorry Dua sorry I didn't mark that Yes, your correction is also, yeah, that's yes. And Navisha from display S parallelogram එකේ ඉඳලා දුව right එකට තියෙන arrow එක විතරයි ඕන වෙන්නේ පුතේ. පහළට තියෙන arrow එක ඕනේ නැහැ. right දෙපැත්තකට arrows ගන්න බැහැනේ. පහළට ඕනේ නැහැ. right එකට තියෙන arrow එක it is sufficient. Right, Navisha, you are done too. Sinura, how about you? And Pahan question එක කරගන්න පුළුවන්ද කොහොමද? It's Ovin, right? Okay, not Pahan. Right, okay. Ovin, how's that? I think you will be able to do it. Let me see. Hard to do, right? Okay. Ovin, did you complete this particular one for the last time? Like when I asked to send, when I asked to do the when number is 0, what is going to be, and if it is not a 0, positive and negative, පෙන්නන්න කිව්වම කරපු එක. Could you finish that? Okay. Right. Hari. Ovin, just see, I'm going to do the next question. Just see whether you are getting it or not, right? Okay, so people who have done it, you can go through the Ovin, the thing is last week recordings මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙලා මගේ අතින් ආවේ නෑ පුතේ මං හිතන්නේ. මං චුට්ටක් ඒක check කරලා බලලා කියන්නම්. Right, let me check it. Ovin, you can go through the recordings, but it is there. It was not your class, which I forgot to record. So no problem, right? Okay, so I'm doing the last one. And Sinura, what's up with your side? Sinura?
Sir, I sent, sir.
All right, okay. Sinura, I'll go through. Agra, I received the corrected one. Let me see. Yes, now it is correct. And Agra, you have to connect all these output boxes with the end puta. The display grade W කියන එකට පස්සේ end වෙන්න ඕනේ. So like from after display grade W, you have to connect it to the end. එහෙම වුණාම තමයි ඒ flow එක ඉවර වෙන්නේ. right? ඊට පස්සේ අනිත් ඒවාත් ඒ flow එකටම connect කරන්න. පුතා connect කරලා තියෙනවද දන්නේ මට මේ දකුණු පැත්තේ කෙළවරේ තියෙන එක පේන්නේ නැහැ පුතේ. right? Other than it, it's okay Abu. right? Okay, Binadi. Yes, Binadi, yes, you have to. I'm going to do the question doer, just see. And I'll go through the 8th one as well, doer, once I've done this thing. So I'll send you the feedback. So here I'm going to do the 7th flow chart, right? So this is the way I'm going to do it. There are many different ways you can approach. So you can start and you can ask for a mark. So enter a mark. It's going to be an input. And then you can check it. Is mark larger than or equal 75? You can write this condition in many different ways. You can write it as the alternative ways I'm writing in red, right? So you can write it mark larger than 74, right? මෙයාව ලියන්න පුළුවන් අනිත් විදිය ඒක, right? Or else you can you can start from the bottom, like you can 35 ගැන කතා කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්, right? Okay, and yeah, මම මෙයාව පොඩ්ඩක් මෙතනින් මකනවා, මට නැත්තම් මේක ලියා ගන්න බැරි වෙනවා. මම මෙතනින් ලියන්නම් එක mark larger than 74 කියලා ලියන්න පුළුවන්, right? So it will have a yes path and it will have a no path. So if it is yes, display grade A. Seran, like method means? All right, okay. Seran, be careful, right? So then you can ask the question. Then Binadi, this was the condition that I was talking about, Dua. So we don't need to go with the range Dua. Once we talk about when it is larger than or equal 75, that means things in between 100 and 75. So no means in the no path, we can find the things which are less than 75. So we only need to check whether those things are larger than 65, larger than or equal 65. Right? Okay. So if it is yes, we can say display grade B. Right? If it is no, it's going to continue further. So then the question is, you should have the question mark right over here. Is mark larger than or equal 55? Seran, you can use like the what you call the operator, greater than or equal, or you can write it from the words. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? I told, like I mentioned last time, this is the this is the method. Method means like this is the explanation how things are happening. Display grade C. Then if it is no, you can say is mark. Oh. And this is the place most of you have got wrong, right? So when the marks are like less than or equal 35, you can show grade S. If it is no, means it is less than 35. So you don't need to check again whether it is larger than 0. You can straight away go, you can straight away say display grade W, right? So then I can end. I'm going to send my end to right over here by having a plan of connecting the other ends to this point. So I'm making my picture smaller. And I'm connecting this particular one right over here, and then I can connect it like this. So it will make it a little bit neat. So this is going to be your final output, right? So just see what were the things that you went wrong, right? And yeah, and Sinura, I couldn't go through the things that you have sent. And yeah, Sinura, the question that you have asked inside the condition is the number in the range of 100 to 75, and which is a fair question, Buddha, right? And but when it is like when it is expressed mathematically, then there will be a problem. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑමර්ට හිතා ගන්න බෑනේ range එක 100යි 75යි අතර කොහොමද හදාගන්නේ කියන එක, right? So your question is fair, but you should show, like you should give the guidelines to the programmer. This is how you are going to do that. 75 වලට වඩා වැඩි හෝ සමානද කියලා බලන්න. නැත්නම් 74 වලට වඩා වැඩිද කියලා බලන්න. Right? එහෙම බලලා යන්න පුළුවන්. So for that case, you have to change the things. And again, Puta, you can't use the word give, right? You can use display or output, right? Display grade A, display grade B, or output grade A, output grade B, likewise, right? And again, don't connect the like after grade A ඔයා connect කරලා තියෙනවනේ ඒක grade B වලට. ඒක වැරදි පුතේ. මේක connect වෙන්න ඕනේ මම මේ ඇඳලා තියෙන විදිහට. Sinura, are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Right, great. So do the corrections, right? මේක යන්න පුළුවන් alternative method එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මේ අපි වැඩි එකේ ඉඳලා අඩු එකට නේ කියන්නේ. So you can go from like bottom to top, right? From the lowest to greatest one. එතකොට ආගේ question එක වෙන්න ඕනේ is mark larger than 35. ඒක yes නම් ඊළඟ එක්කෙනා check කරනවා. ඒක no නම් W කියලා grade එක display කරනවා. Right? නැත්නම් අනිත් පැත්තෙන් යන්න පුළුවන්. Is mark less than 35. ඒක yes නම් W display කරනවා. ඒක no නම් next condition එක check කරනවා. Is mark less than 55. Right? Likewise. Right? So there are many approaches, and one of you have done that approach, which was correct, right? So Ovin, how was it? Was it a little bit clear for you? Yes, Ovin. Hold on. I'm sorry. Maybe some of you have written down the things. Right. Okay. Ovin, go through the last recording. And people who haven't completed this, just completed it. So answer for the 8th question, I'll tell it to you by next week. So I'm moving to the iteration part now. So I'll give you a minute to complete this thing. Right. So especially Ovin, you can write this down. Saran, about your question, can I use a process? Select the value with the greater number in the left side. I don't get what you mean by left side, Saran. Like, Saran, මට question එක පැහැදිලි නෑ පුතේ. Can you tell it to me, like? Left is 4. Yes, Saran, like, are you trying to figuring out the answer for the 8th one? ඒකට අදාළවද ඔයා මේ අහන්නේ? Yeah, so like Saran, like we can't predict නේද Saran දැන් ඔයාට දුන්නොත් 456යි 45යි 4යි 45යි 42යි. එහෙම වුණොත් left side number එකෙන් අපිට හිතාගන්න බැරි වෙනව නේද? Yeah. So you are going to be in a trouble. Generally, දැන් අපි අර දෙන්නෙක්ගෙන් ලොකු එක්කෙනා කවුද කියන flow chart එකක් අපි කරානේ නේද? මට මතකයි අපි කරනවා. ඒකම apply කරන්න. කියන්නේ මුලින් දෙන්නෙක් බලන්න එයාගෙන් ලොකු එක්කෙනා හොයාගන්න ලොකු එක්කෙනා ඊළඟ එක්කෙනා එක්ක compare කරන්න. It is the way that you are going to go. Right. Okay, people. So I'm going to move to the iteration part. So once we done the iteration, we can experience the pseudocode plus Pascal, right? Because pseudocode and Pascal are very similar to each other, right? So first you can experience the pseudocodes, right? Which is the other way of representing this. Then the Pascal, right? So here I'm coming to introduce you the iteration. Okay, so now iteration yes, Saran, what you are saying is correct. So in the iteration, we are talking about a thing or set of things. When it comes to the programming, we are talking about the instructions or set of instructions which are happening like more than one time and can be like from 2 times to many times, right? දෙවසරයක් හරි ඊට වඩා වැඩි වාර ගානක් හරි වෙන එක instruction එකක් හෝ instructions කීපයක්, right? The only difference or the quality of an iteration is we can see it is happening again and again. So as an example, if you think about the nature, sun rising is an iterative process. It happens in every morning, right? Sun setting is an iterative activity, happens in every morning, right? Raining, it's not an iterative one, iterative වෙනවා සමහර වෙලාවට, but it is not continuous, right? So likewise, so when it comes to the program, there are several different ways that you can find the iterations. Like if I give you a very simple example, right? අපිට අවශ්‍ය නම් නේද ළමයි 10 දෙනෙක්ගේ නම් 10ක් අරගන්න 10ක් ඉන්පුට් කරගන්න right hold on එපා එතනට යන රෙඩි හිතන්නකෝ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඩිස්ප්ලේ කරගන්න ඕනේ කියලා ස්ක්‍රීන් එකේ numbers from 1 to 10 right එකේ ඉඳලා 10ට numbers display කරගන්න ඕනේ so far in the way that you have done you can do a very simple program which is only contains the sequence නේද ඔයගලන්ට පුළුවන් you can start it and you can say display 1 then you can say display 2 then you can say display 3 likewise right හැබැයි පියවරෙන් පියවර කියන්න because I need just one number on the screen at a time so 1 2 3 4 likewise you can continue and then at some point after display 10 you can end then මම කිව්වොත් number 100ක් පෙන්නන්න කියන්නේ මොකද වෙන්නේ ඔයගලන්ගේ flow chart එක you need to draw it like for 100 steps right now displaying 10 numbers is possible right it's going to be a very small flow chart if it is 100 it's going to be a very lengthy one if I ask you to draw a flow chart to show 1000 numbers it's going to be a very big one right හැබැයි in this process like displaying 1 2 3 4 5 in this process we can see a pattern inside it right like even in this process this displaying part is repeating නේද display කරන එක තමයි දිගටම කරන්නේ so it's a same activity but like the display number is getting changed right display number is getting changed එතකොට change වෙන කෙනෙක් අපි programming වලදී විතරක් නෙවෙයි even in mathematics we describe it as a variable the one who's getting changed vichalya right so there should be a way to change this particular variable එක change වෙන විදිහ කිව්වොත් අපිට පුළුවන් same variable එක පෙන්වන්න right x කියන variable එක පෙන්නනවා නිතරම but අපි process එකක් ලියනවා x change වෙන so x පෙන්නනවා ඊට පස්සේ change කරනවා ආයෙත් x පෙන්නනවා change කරනවා ආයෙත් x පෙන්නනවා right so like that changing part we have to think about how it happens ඉස්සරහට යනකොට ඒක ගැන කතා කරනවා so there can be and think about this particular example right I am asking to this is my example and what is the example number last time I have done the example oh yes example 3 right so this is going to be my fourth example so example 4 draw a flow chart to display name to display a name, which is given by the user I'm going to change it a little bit. Display 10 names. 10 names given, which are given by the user, one at a time. One at a time. Hi. මෙතනට එන්න කලින් මතකද අපි textbook එකේ කතා කරා ලස්සන example එකක් where we have to like divide these books into two people, like 80 pages to someone and 40 pages to another one. So what was the process there? We take a book from the parcel, we check it whether it is 80 page. If it is 80 page, given to one person. If it is not, given it to the other person. And then take a book again. So repeating the previous book, previously the same thing happens. Taking a book, checking the number of page, given it to the relevant person. Then again, getting a book, checking the number of pages, given it to the relevant person. Right? So which is an iteration. So likewise in here, I'm saying draw a flowchart to display 10 names, which are given by the user one at a time. So user ගෙන් එක සැරේට එක නමයි හම්බෙන්නේ. ඒ නම display කරන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ඊළඟ නම ඉල්ල ගන්න. ඒ නම display කරන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ඊළඟ නම ඉල්ල ගන්න. ඒ නම display කරන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ඊළඟ නම ඉල්ල ගන්න. ඒ නම display කරන්න. Right? So in this case, in this question, there are two things that we need to concentrate. The very first thing is we have to, what are the things that I'm going to iterate? මොනවාද program එකේ දිගින් දිගටම කරන්න. දැන් මම කියවනේ program එකක් කරනකොට ඕගොල්ලෝ computer එක ගැන කියලා හිතන්න. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ දිගින් දිගටම කරන ක්‍රියාවලිය නැත්නම් repeat කරන්නේ මොකක්ද? Right? Then after, like for how many times, or like when I'm going to end my iteration. Now, according to this question, when I'm going to end my iteration, මම repetitively කරන වැඩේ නතර කරන්නේ මොන වෙලාවද? Yes, any suggestions?
After 10, like.
Yeah, after 10 names, right? Yes, yes, Minu. After displaying number 10, not like 7, not like displaying. After we count, the 10 numbers has given, right? 10 numbers have given, right? So we should track the number of names that we are receiving, right? Otherwise, we won't be able to stop it. Neither user දෙනකොට 10ක් ආවයින් පස්සේ අපි program එක end කරන්න ඕනේ. So we have to track how many names are given. So after 10 names, we are not asking any question from the user and we just end the program. Okay, now let's try to build this up, right? So first what we need to do, as usual, we have to start. Then, now remember, when there is an iteration or for any program, you can't take the entire picture into your head at once. සමහර වෙලාවෙන් පුළුවන්, සමහර වෙලාවෙන් බෑ. So on that time, just do it as you feel. එතකොට වැරදිච්ච තැනක් ආවොත් මකලා හදන්න. That's why I told you to use a pencil and erase, right? So you start, then you do what? Generally, what we feel is ask a number, right? That's what we have to do generally, right?
So
Ask a
there's no
name.
increment, right?
Minul,
There's no increment, right?
there's no.
Increment.
Yeah. So we'll do it as we feel, Minul. So we just ask for a name. So enter a name. Then what we need to do, once we receive a name, then we have to display. That is our requirement, right? So we say display name, right? Then what we need to do? Generally, we are asking for another name, right? So that means again, this particular input thing is going to happen, right? So that means from here, you have to come to this particular place. So you start, you enter a name, that means you are getting a name and you are displaying it. Then you ask for another name and display it. Ask for another name, display it. Ask for another name and display it. Now, in this flow chart, does it indicate when to stop? Does this indicate when to stop, people? No, it doesn't. So we have to make it stop. Natara karana nam, to stop, what should happen? Natara karana nam මොකද වෙන්න ඕනේ? නැත්නම් අපි මොන වෙලාවටද මේක නතර කරන්නේ? නමක් ඉල්ලනවා, නම ඩිස්ප්ලේ කරනවා, නමක් ඉල්ලනවා, නම ඩිස්ප්ලේ කරනවා. මොන වෙලාවටද නතර කරන්නේ?
After
Yes.
entering 10.
After entering 10 names, that's right. So then we have to count for 10 names. ඒ කියන්නේ එක නමක් දුන්නම අපි එකයි කියලා count කරගන්න ඕනේ. Right? දෙවෙනි නම දුන්නම දෙකයි කියලා count කරගන්න ඕනේ. Right? Okay. So then it means we won't be able to go like this. Iterate වෙන්න කලින් එකක් දුන්නයින් පස්සේ. So what is the best place for you to count? සාමාන්‍යයෙන් නේද? ඔයාට number එකක් දුන්නම හොඳම වැඩේ count කරගන්න එක පළවෙනි එක number එකයි. ඊළඟට display කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් display කරලා count කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. No problem. අපි logically හිතුවොත් අපිට name එකක් හම්බුනාම එක නමයි කියලා අපි count කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ display කරනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් නමක් හම්බුනාම නම display කරලා එකයි කියලා count කරගන්න ඕනේ. So to count inside a program, we use a statement which is called the incrementing statement or the counting statement. Counting statement එක programming වලදී ලියන method එකක් තියෙනවා. Right? ඒ ලියන method. Okay, people, I got some connection issue. Wait until I'm sharing. Right? So in the programming, there is way of counting, right? So අපි count කරන්නේ කොහොමද? 1 2 3 4 likewise, right? So that means it is increasing. 1 2 3 4 means increase 1 by 1. So incrementing can be indicate inside a programming language or inside programming in a specific manner. Now this is the way we are doing it, right? So we can write, we can take count. as our counting variable, and we are asking it to increase it by 1. So count plus 1, count වලට එකක් එකතු කරන්න. Then make it is new count again. Now, මම මේ වරහන් ඇතුලේ ලියන එක ඔයගොල්ලෝ programming වලදී ලියන්නේ නැහැ. This is just to clarify. So this is the new count and this is the old count or the existing count. So whatever the count you have, add 1 because you have taken one name and make it the new count. Right? මේ කියපු දේ තේරුණාද? This is a process. And again, වරහන් ඇතුලේ ලියලා තියෙන දේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ ලියන්නේ නැහැ programming වලදී. Did you got this, people?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, how about others? How about others?
So instead of count, can we write n equals n plus 1?
Yeah, you can use any kind of variable name, you know, that doesn't matter.
And like now for count, like after start, we should write count equals 0, right?
Yes, that's what I'm going to tell you next. Why we are going to write it. And how about others? The Hamdi, okay, it's okay. How about others? I need the confirmation from everyone. Okay. If you are not getting this, just tell me. I'm going to explain it again. Right. Right, okay. All right. So now let's think about this thing. We start it, we enter a name. Let's say Saman has been given. So display the name. So Saman is displayed on the monitor. So whatever the taken number is displayed. And count will be increased by 1. So that means you are going to execute this thing. So the existing count will be increased by 1. So what is the existing count? When we come in for the very first time, what is the existing count? Yes, people? පළවෙනි වතාවට එනකොට what is the existing count?
0.
Yeah, it's going to be 0. Seran, it's going to be 0. අපි 0 ට එකක් එකතු කරගත්තමනේ Seran එක වෙන්නේ. පටන් ගන්නකොටම නේද? Count is 0. Then it is in our mind, right? අපේ හිතේ තියෙනවා. මොකද අපේ හිතේ තියෙනවා එක නමක් දුන්නම හරි. දැන් 1යි කියලා කියන්නේ අපි බිඳුවට එකක් එකතු කරගෙන ඒක අපේ හිත ඇතුලෙන් ටක් ගාලා සිද්ධ වෙනවා. But for a program will search. Program එකට මේක දුන්නම count එකට එකක් එකතු කරන්න කියලා program ඔයගලගෙන් අහන්න ප්‍රශ්නේ තමයි count එක පටන් ගන්නකොට කීයද? The same thing happens inside the computer. Computer should set, or the program should set, what is the initial value of these kind of variable. Maybe විදිහට මේ incremental විදිහට අපි ලියන නැත්නම් මේ equation type එකකින් ලියන variables වල initial value එකක් කියලා ඉන්න ඕනේ. Right? So initialization can be done at any point, but you should be careful. It should happen only once. එක සැරේ initialization වෙන්න ඕනේ. Iteration එකක් ඇතුළේ initialization දැම්මොත් දාන්න පුළුවන්. දැම්මොත් වෙන්නේ like per iteration it will get initiate. ඒ කියන්නේ reset වෙනවා වගේ වැඩක්. එකක් එකතු කරනවා ආයි බිඳුව කරනවා. ආයි එකක් එකතු කරනවා ආයි බිඳුව කරනවා. Right? So it's better if you have any variables like this, it's better you initialize it in a place where it is not being iterated, and you have to initialize it once before it use. එක සැරයක් හරි පාවිච්චි කරන්න කලින් initialize කරලා තියෙනවා. So the very best position to initialize things just after the enter, just after the start. එතකොට මට ලේසිම විදිහ මෙන්න මෙතනින් මම initialize කරනවා. At the very beginning, just after the start, I'm saying count equals 0. So in that case, I have to clear this particular data flow. Then it starts, count will become 0. Then I'm asking for a 9, right? Then it will, the user will enter a name. Then that name will get displayed. Count will increase by 1. දැන් ඊට පස්සේ ආයි වෙන්න ඕනේ මේ enter name කියන එකනේ අපිට ඊළඟට ඕනේ නේද? තව නමක් ගන්න ඊළඟට ඕනේ. මෙතනට connect කරාම is that okay? දැන් අපි count උත් කරගන්න. Is it okay? Or does it have a problem? So we start, count is 0, we get a name, display that name, count will increase by 1. We get the second name, display that name, count is increased by 1. We get the third name, display name, count is increased by 1. So likewise, I'll go for the 9th name, I'm getting the 9th name, displaying the 9th name, count is increased by 1, 10. I'm getting the 10th name, displaying the 10th name, count is increased by 1, 11th. So I'm getting the 11th name, display the 11th name, count is increased by 1, 12. I'm getting the 12th name, displaying the 12th name, count is increased by 1 again. Is there a problem? People, what is the problem? There is a problem. Yes, Vinod. There should be a condition. Correct, Seren. There is no limit. Like we have not said to stop it. Just go. Right? So we should tell the iteration. Me නැවත සිද්ධ වෙන කෙනාට අපි කියන්න ඕනේ මෙන්න මෙතනට ආවම ඔයා නතර වෙන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි නිතරම අපි හිතින් ඕක කරනකොට නේද? අපි කවුන්ට් කර බලනවානේ. හරි පළවෙනි නම දුන්නා 1යි, දෙවෙනි නම දුන්නා 2යි, තුන්වෙනි නම දුන්නා 3යි. So once the 10th name is given, you are displaying and saying, okay, I don't need any names again. Because it is in your mind, you have set the condition. He has given the 10 names. So I'm not going to ask for any other name again. That means we have to use a condition box before we have this flow. So then the condition is you have to check the count. නේද? අපි ඒකනේ condition එක වෙන්නේ 10ක් දුන්නද කියලා ගන්න එක. Right? So what we are doing is after we count this, we are checking. You can ask the question in many different ways, and I'm going to ask the question, is count less than or equals 10? The height of ada adu the samana the, right? Then it will have a yes part, it will have a no part. So if it is yes, the height of ada mea adu නම් මම මෙතනින් ප්‍රශ්නාර්ථ ලකුණු දාන්නම් මේක එච්චරම clear නැති නිසා. Is count less than or equal 10? The height of ada count එක අඩුද? අඩු නම් then you have to ask for a name. Then you are given the second name will be displayed, count will be 2. The height of ada adu the count එක still yes. You are asking for another name will be displayed, count will be increased by 1, so count will be 3. The height of ada adu the yes, then again goes for it. So likewise, the 9th name will be asked and that ninth name will be displayed and the count will be increased to ninth. නමය කියන තැනට increase වෙනවා. මොකද පළවෙනි නම දුන්නම තමයි 1 උනේ. නේද? first name එක දුන්නම තමයි මෙයා 1යි උනේ. second name එක දුන්නම තමයි මෙයා 2 උනේ. එතකොට ওই විදිහට ගියාම ninth name එක දුන්නම තමයි මෙයා ninth වෙන්නේ. Right, so ninth is less than or equal 10. Yes, it is less than, so asking for another name. So 10th name will be given, that name will be displayed, so this will increase to 10. Then condition එක ගැන පොඩ්ඩක් හිතන්න. I have written the condition like count less than or equals 10. So now count is not less than, but it is equals. Equals උනොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ආයෙත් ගිහිලා නමක් ඉල්ලනවා නේද? ඒ කියන්නේ 11th name එකක් අපෙන් ඉල්ලලා 11th name එකකුත් display කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි මෙතන දාලා තියෙන condition එක වැරදි. We have to stop once the 10 names are taken. So then change the condition. Right? අපිට assumption එකක් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ iterations ගැන හිතනකොට. Right? සමහරලාට එක සැරේ එක ටිකරක් කරයි. Sometimes you are not. So then your condition should be count is less than 10. නේද? එතකොට 10 වෙනි නම ඉල්ලනවා, 10 වෙනි නම display කරනවා, ඊට පස්සේ තමයි count එක 10 වෙන්නේ. Then you see whether the count is less than 10. No, it is equals to 10, so it is going on the no path now.
Sir, doesn't the condition come like after count equals 0?
No, it's like this. There is no proper place in a flow chart that you can use the condition. You can use it, like you said, after count equals 0, and you can use like in between enter name and display name. That doesn't matter. හැබැයි ඔයා මේක pseudo code එකකට දානකොට අපි ලියන method එකක් තියෙනවා. Graphical representation එකේදී no worries. Right? You can put it in anywhere. Anywhere means like appropriately you can put it. Right? මොකද මේක graphical representation එකක් නෙමෙයි, so it can place it anywhere we want. Then logically අපි හිතුවොත් this should be the best place. මොකද count කියන එක කෙනා increase අපි logically දෙයක් ගැන හිතුවොත් නේද? නමක් අරගෙන එකක් වැඩි කරා, ඊට පස්සේ count එක එකකින් increase කරගත්තා, then we can check. එකට වැඩි 10ට අඩුද වැඩිද? Right? rule එකක් නැහැ. Like ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේක ලියනකොට ඔයාට figure out උනොත් මේක මුලින් දාලා යමු කියලා. If the method is correct, then no problem. The only thing is you need to receive the correct output at the end. Right? Got it, Minul?
Yes, sir.
Right. So then in the no path, we are simply going to end this because that's the requirement of the thing. Onetra, what you are asking is it correct if we say count equals 10, go to no and enter name? Hold on. Count equals 10, go to no and enter name. Onetra, do මට පැහැදිලි නෑ අහන එක. පොඩ්ඩක් mic එක on කරලා අහන්න පුතේ.
So if we say count equals 10 and if it's not, can't we say no and from there go to enter name and
Like without using count less than 10, you are asking count equals 10.
yes.
And then in no path, we are going to do the same thing. Doesn't matter. So it happens. Is count equals 10? No. Enter name. Count increase 1 equals 10. Yeah. Yes. That can be taken as well. No problem. The count 10 will equal yes nang enter no. No problem. It's a good condition. Right? හැබැයි පොඩ්ඩක් පරිස්සමෙන් සමහර වෙලාවල් වලට පුතේ ඕක හරියන්නේ නැති වෙලා යනවා. Right? ඒ නිසා දැන් ඔක දුවට ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑමින් කරගෙන යනකොට තේරෙයි සමහර තැන් මෙතනදී දැන් ඇප්ලයි කරගන්න පුළුවන්. No worries. Works fine. Right? Is count equals 10? No. So the no path is going to go like no path is responsible to do the iteration as Onitra asked. So Onitra hane metanta mehema දාන්න බැරිද කියලා. Is count equals 10 and this is going to be the no path, this is going to be the yes path. So no එකෙන් තමයි iterate වෙන්නේ. Yes එකෙන් තමයි exit වෙන්නේ. Yeah, good suggestion on it. You can do that. Okay, so people, that is the basic or like the base regarding the iteration, right? So I want you to quickly copy this down to the textbook and we can end the session, right? So yeah, wait until I take the question. Yeah, so here's the question, right? Quickly take it down and then you can exit the session, right? No problem. Right, okay, Minul, if you're done with the copying, you can leave, Minul. Have a nice weekend. Thank you. So others,
Yes, sir. Bye, sir.
okay, bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Right, bye. Others, you can copy it down and leave. Thank you very much. මම මේ 1 2 9 10 තියෙන ඒවා ලියාගන්න යන්න කෙනෙක්. ඔයගොල්ලෝ එක මොකද්ද? clarify කරගන්න විදිහට ලියාගත්තට කමක් නැහැ. Right, okay, Navisha. Right, okay, Binadi, thank you very much. Okay, Dahamdi, bye. Dahamdi, send me the picture, right? Dulagi, I received your 8-1 doer. Hold on, it's the number 1 2. Okay, yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that is correct. Dulagi, your 8th one is correct, Dua. And the only thing, automate display number 3 as maximum number කියන දෙකක් දාන්නේ නැතුව එයාගේ ඉන්න position එක මාරු කරලා දුව එකක් විතරක් හැදෙන විදිහට හදන්න පුළුවන්. Right? ඒ කියන්නේ display number 2 as the maximum number කියන එක පහළට අරගෙන display number 3 as the maximum number කියන එක උඩට ගත්තා නම් second condition එකේ ඒ කියන්නේ is the number 2 larger than number 3 කියන එකේ. So you can direct to the very same condition like the display box, right? Right, okay. Right, Sandhani, right, okay. Dulagi, great effort. Right. People, is it okay? Agra, Saran?
Okay, sir.
Right, Himindia Ganda, Abisina. Ivarunama Kiana. Saran, I received your third the answer for the 8th one. Just going through it. Saran, you don't need to have this much of conditions for that. Number 1, number 2 එක compare කරාම number 1 නම් ලොකු number එක So A එතකොට number 1 and 2 ගෙන් නේද ඔයා හිතන්නකෝ ආගාව මේ නේද රබර් බෝල තියෙනවා කියලා තුනක්. එතකොට පළවෙනි එකයි දෙවෙනි එකයි අරන් බලනවා මොකක්ද ලොකු රබර් බෝල කියලා. එතකොට ඒ රබර් බෝල් එක ගන්නවා. So then ඒක compare කරනවා third rubber ball එකට. එතකොට ඒ දෙකෙන් ලොකු එක තමයි ලොකුම එක්කෙනා. right එතකොට A B C කියලා numbers තුන ගත්තොත් A and B compare කරලා A ලොකුයි නම් B ට වඩා A ලොකුයි. ඊට පස්සේ A කියන එකනා compare කරනවා C එක්ක. එතකොට C ටත් වඩා A ලොකු නම් A තමයි ලොකුම එක්කෙනා. A ට වඩා C ලොකු නම් C තමයි ලොකුම එක්කෙනා. got it Sharon? right ඒ විදිහට අනිත් පැත්ත බලන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට AB compare කරාම B නම් ලොකු no පැත්තෙන් අපි compare කරනවා B and C වල. එතකොට B and C compare කරපු වෙලාවේ B ලොකු නම් B තමයි ලොකුම එක්කෙනා. C ලොකු නම් C තමයි ලොකුම එක්කෙනා. conditions දෙකයි අපිට ඕන වෙන්නේ. දෙක නෙවෙයි තුනයි. conditions තුනයි ඕන වෙන්නේ. right Agra? right so I'll see you on next week. Right, I'll put the message of the examination to your groups as well. So get ready for that. Right. So I'm ending the session from here. Right. Okay.